to Goodness and Gracious. I'm Renee.
I'm Chrissy.
And we're just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Hope you're okay with that.
That was fun. That was fun. That was fun last week. So we're excited about this next series. We aren't sure how long this is going to go. That's going to be up to God.
Yep.
And his leading. But our mission is to present real life to our listeners. We feel that God has put us in a place to be a help to women everywhere and at any place in their journey with Jesus and the Christian life. And the title for this series is actually a play off of a study that our women's group is doing. But we're going to be approaching it in some different ways. So it's just really going to be in name only. We just come out of Mother's Day.
Hmm?
What an episode that was.
Yeah, that was great. If you haven't watched it, go back. Make sure you watch it.
You should. I haven't even watched it yet.
No.
But
the first time I listened to it, and then next time I watched it it was cute.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't think that we've ever been more real than we were in that podcast.
Yeah.
What do you think, Renee?
Yeah. That was pretty good.
It was something. So the gist of the whole thing is that moms and women in general are important. Some days they are on point and other days they are off their game. Most days they are right in between that. They are, however, the key players in just about everything in life. And women, no matter if they work outside the home or not, are keepers of the home in most cases. So it doesn't matter if she gets up and goes to work or if she stays home, she's usually the keeper of the home. Right. And managing a home is important. Everyone does it differently. But no matter how you do it, it is important.
It can be hard at times.
Yes, it definitely can.
But there's other times it can be easy and enjoyable.
Yep. And how we get into that whole idea of thinking that the way we do it is right. But I think as we grow, we see the different women and how they manage their households, how they manage their kids, how they take care of their husbands. And I think that that's what wisdom does is helps us to glean from those other women in our life.
Right.
Usually a woman or women are simultaneously learning how to manage a home and care for a husband. So they're doing that right at the same time. Maybe they have had some practice taking care of a home before they got married, helped their mom or whatever. But usually she's learning the nitty gritty of managing a home and caring for a husband at the same time. Once again, this is a very important mission, and it is a mission. As a woman is juggling, learning how to manage a home and care for her husband, usually without fail, enter stage left, baby. And then usually baby number 2, and so on and so forth. Easy for me to say.
Yeah.
Now, although we may touch on the role of the man throughout this new series that we're going to be doing, our primary focus will be on us ladies. I say this to my kids, my friends, my family, myself. When you stand before God and give an account of your life, He will not be asking you if everyone around you did what they were supposed to do so that it made it easier for you to be what you were supposed to be. He's not going to do that. He is not, I know this is hard for some people to believe, in the least bit concerned about whether the conditions were just right for you to seek Him, follow Him, and obey Him. He will be asking you to give an account of your life based solely on you and Him. And that's kind of going to be the gist of this. I know.
It should be.
I know. That's what we're going to get into with these. I think that we could call them lessons. We could, helps, real life stuff. I have to be honest. I think that should put things into perspective for every single one of it, and it does put everything into perspective. If I'm aware that I will only be standing before God and giving an account for me, not for everyone else, that's scary. I don't get to say, well, Tom Well,
Right.
Renee,
Right.
well, Lucas, well, I don't get to say that. He's going to ask me solely on me and him.
And everything we did in our life. It's not just like, well, this little thing or
Yeah.
this little thing. Everything we've thought, said, done.
Yeah.
Whew.
I know.
Go on.
I know it's a little scary, isn't it?
Go on.
If as a woman, I have been given great responsibilities, and we have, as women, we have been given great responsibilities. I think that it is of the utmost importance that we make sure the foundation that we're building on is sturdy. Okay, we make sure that we have this thing right, and that's what this whole next series is going to be about. So my first question, and the title for the series is, Your Faith Affects Your Family. The first question I want to ask, who are you? So the series is going to be, Your Faith Affects Your Family. This first one is going to be about who are you personally? And it's going to carry over into the next one because I don't think that we can get quite through with the foundation that we need to build. The foundation is the most important thing. What you're building
Well,
on
if you
top
don't have
of,
the foundation, you don't have nothing.
no, you don't. And so it's important how you are building, and we'll get into
Brick by brick.
Yep. Exactly. I was thinking about that. So this question is asked a lot, but I want you to really take some time and focus on who you are. Really, so in the next series, that gives the ladies the time to, think about who are you when it comes to Christ. I am Chrissy. I have a husband, 3 kids, some bonus kids, and 5 grandkids. That's me. Does anyone remember? I don't know if you remember, Renee, that old Bugs Bunny cartoon where Elmer Fudd was like under a spell, and all he kept saying was, "I am Elmer J. Fudd, millionaire. I own a mansion and a yacht." Do you remember that one?
I don't remember that episode.
Oh my goodness. That was, yeah. So that's not what we're talking about here. If you take away, I am blank and I am married with 2.5 kids and a dog, put your name in there. I am Renee. I'm married with 2 kids, and you can't really have 2.5 kids, but
I don't have a dog either.
that's not, if you take all that away, who are you? You're not Renee, Gary's husband. I'm not Chrissy. No, you're not Gary.
I'm like, what?
Yep.
Okay, let's rewind it.
Yeah. You're not Renee, Gary's wife.
That's better.
I'm not Chrissy, Tom's wife, or his husband. Who are you? So whether you are married with children, single, and working on a degree, divorced, widowed, career-minded, whatever the case may be, there is still one question about you that can be asked and that can be answered in 2 ways. And it can only be one or the other. Are you lost or saved? Which one are you? Because you're either one or the other. There is no in between.
Right.
I remember when Lucas got saved when he was very young, 6 years old, I think he was. Once he got saved, that's how he categorized people in the very beginning, because Christ had come into his life. It was now he viewed people, are they lost or are they saved?
Right.
And he would ask me, is that person lost or are they saved? So another way to say it, are you in Christ or are you separate from Christ? You're either one or the other. There is no third option. Now, I know that some women have never heard this before. Okay, so this is what I say. If you, wherever you're at on your journey with Christ in the Christian life, whether you haven't even gotten on that journey yet, that may be someone who has never heard this before. Some have heard it, and because they think there is some kind of third option, they disregard it. Whether you have heard it and accepted it, or heard it and disregarded it, truth is that you are either in one of these camps or the other. There is no third camp. No, I plead the third. Regardless of whether or not you believe it, all of this falls under the category of faith. And it not only affects you, but it affects your family too. Now, we have talked about the definition of faith on a previous podcast. Faith is complete trust or confidence in someone or something. And we have mentioned this before. There's only one who deserves our complete confidence in. Only one who is infallible and can be trusted completely, and that is God. I love you.
I love you too.
I love you. Like Kari Grace does to and Juliet Token. I love you. And I trust you, but my faith is not in you.
Right.
We've talked about that before.
That's good.
My faith is in God. Okay. And I have faith that if this is, if you aren't what you're supposed to be, I have faith that God is that God is going to change you and make you what you're supposed to be. And then
I can't wait to go watch.
I know.
Go back and watch.
No, watch it on like whatever. It's my faith.
Pastor was preaching on faithfulness. That's funny.
He said something this morning, and I can't remember what it was. I'll think of it. It was. I'll have to go back and listen to it and point it out, but it was good. It's so bad because this is permanent. This is going to be out there for everyone to see. There's no changing it.
Nope, there's not cut, paste, back together.
Yeah. So I trust Renee, but I don't have faith in her. I have faith in God. If you have faith in the theory that good people go to heaven, or faith in the false teaching that when you die, you just die, there is nothing after that, or faith in the ability to earn your way to heaven, your faith is misguided, and actually it is not faith at all.
It's sad.
Yeah.
Very, very sad.
Very. So let's put it this way. I think that everyone could agree that if there is a God, and there is, that he would not just accept anything and count it as faith. Okay, just anything at all. Mm-hmm. If he's God, if there is a God, and there is, anyone, even if you don't believe that there's a God, could believe that if there was, he wouldn't just accept any willy-nilly thing as faith. It has to be specific, okay? If it's going to be faith according to his terms, it's going to have some standards to it. So let's look at Hebrews 11:6.
But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
You know what my favorite part about that verse is? We must believe that he is.
That he is. Mm-hmm.
He is what? He just is. And you have
everything.
And it comes, it comes
like you
with
said.
the
thing is, I am. The Bible verse says, I am. You don't need any more than that. He is.
Yeah.
I am. I mean, that says it all.
And that should bring a comfort to us. As you grow in your Christian faith, you start to question some things. So when I first got saved, the fact that he was fine. Well, as I grew and I grew closer to him, I want to know what all that entailed. Mm-hmm. And it takes having a relationship with him and growing closer to him to be able to find out what that actually means. So this verse is telling us that it is impossible to please God if you don't have faith. So faith in what? Faith in you?
No.
Faith in a system, because that's what I was talking about. God is not going to be just accept anything. It's impossible to please him without faith. That faith is going to have to be something that's up to his standards. Is it faith in a religion? That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because a lot of people have that. Mm-hmm. No, it's faith in him. And if you don't have faith in him, in the fact that he is what? Everything. If you don't have faith in the fact that he is everything, you cannot please him. So do you see how this could get muddied up when you try to apply your thoughts of you, your thoughts of systems, your thoughts of religions, etc., to faith. So faith in him alone is faith. And that's,
You don't need to know.
Period.
I mean, he is. It's just fact.
yeah,
You don't need anything else.
Right.
You don't need to know anything else.
right. So I promise you, it doesn't take much to convince us that we are lost and on our way to hell, separate from him. It doesn't take much to convince us of that. When we are separated from God and in sin, we clearly can see that something is missing in our lives. If you get someone who isn't saved, okay, they haven't accepted Christ, maybe they haven't even been introduced to Christ, they know for a fact that something is missing in their life. That's the way God designed us. And we can go into that some other time. But I can take you to where I believe that the Bible says that is a fact. You can tell that something is wrong. Okay. You may not know the magnitude of it, but we can clearly see it. I know because I've been there. I spent the first several years living lost. Okay. And then once I accepted Christ, it just made sense. Everything fell into line. We are never satisfied, never content. We're always searching for the next best thing. If you are lost, separate from Christ, you know this to be true. You know it's a fact of yourself. You can say that it's not, but you do know it. So how do I know this? Like I said before, because I was there. So if you try to tell me that you are without Christ and you feel complete, I will tell you that you are lying.
Mm-hmm,
and I firmly believe that you are lying. You're lying maybe to me, maybe to yourself. You're not fooling God. He knows all about it.
Right.
You know the old saying, you can't kid a kidder. You can't fib about incompleteness to a person who was lost and has now been found. There is nothing that you can say as a lost person that's going to make me think that you got it all together and that you're feeling confident in the way that you're going, simply because I've been there. I know what it's like. I spent long years relying on me and the world systems to provide purpose and meaning to all of this. Mm-hmm. What a prideful, empty life that added up to be for me and my family. Mm-hmm. Yes, for me and my family. So in this segment, we lay out which side of lost and saved you are on, and how that sets the stage for your life and for your family's life. And until the next time we get together, because that's what we're going to talk about the next time, the differences between lost and saved. We're going to get more into depth with that in case someone has any questions about that. Because people are seeking. They're seeking. We want to be able to provide that information, not skip past anything, so you can start building that foundation, wherever you're at. Maybe you're already saved, but this series and Your Faith Affects Your Family is going to help you build on that. So until next time, please be thinking and praying about who you are in relation to Christ and how that is shaping your life and the lives of the ones you love. Because ultimately, so I'm not going to be asked, God's not going to ask me, Renee, was Renee what she needed to be so you could be what you need to be? But God will say, were you for Renee what she needed you to be? Mm-hmm. I know that gets kind of confusing, right, but that's the way it's going to be.
Nobody thinks about it that way.
They do not think about it that way. They're going to be like, Renee needed you. He's going to be like, Renee needed you here. Why did you do this instead of this? Mm-hmm. Not Renee. I know Renee should have been there for you.
I was too busy.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I was doing this. Yep. I was doing that.
And nobody, Tom and I just had a discussion like this on the way to church this morning. Nobody wants to put the work into anything anymore, and realize that God has placed us here. We've talked about this before. What is the first commandment? The first and great commandment is to love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, soul, mind, and strength. The second is to love your neighbor as yourself. So love God and love people. That's what we're here for. Mm-hmm. It doesn't look like what a lot of people
want to just love God and be done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
But they don't realize that's false. That's
Yeah,
fake. That's a cheap knockoff of what love actually is.
Well, it's another portion of emptiness.
Yeah.
To me, you're missing out on a lot.
Yeah.
When you don't love the people.
And I feel like no matter where you're at, I am so thankful for the people like you who you were young when God saved you.
7. Mm-hmm.
And Lucas was young. I'm thankful for that. I really am. So I think coming to this table of the difference between lost and saved as a foundation of what you're building on, and that faith affecting your family, whichever way that you go, faith for the lost people and true faith for the saved people. I can bring a lot to the table with that because I was there, and I'm not so far removed from the day that God saved me to be able to look at my life before that and say, this was absolutely horrible. Right. And this, so much better.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, aha.
Taste and see.
Taste and see. Yes, exactly. So that's why I wanted our listeners to think about, who are you? Who are you in relation to Christ? And how is that shaping your life and the lives of the ones that you love?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's all I got.
All right. Short and sweet.
Yes.
Until next time. See ya.
See ya.